Hey everyone, welcome to MaysLugLife. I'm May, and just a couple of little updates for you here. They came out on Thursday and Friday, August 11th and 12th. First of all, I apologize for getting these out late to you. I've been having major technical issues all weekend. Actually, I've been having them for a long time, but this weekend was particularly crappy, and couldn't do anything on my computer at all for a good huge chunk of it. So that's why this is late. So better late than never, I hope. At the very least, hopefully anybody who has not seen these and this is relevant to you, this will be helpful. So yeah, I apologize that they're a little bit late. So actually one is an update and the other one's kind of like an FYI. So here's the update. So this is the August the 11th, so the Thursday last week. So number one, Lug Live orders from July the 18th to July the 24th are almost complete and will be shipped from our warehouse by the end of this week. So this is like the 13th, 14th days. So not the end of the week that we're in currently, but the end of last week, because that's when this update came out. So anything from July the 18th to 24th should have been shipped out sometime between the 13th and the 14th. So that was 2 days ago. So if you have an order in there, it should already be out and it should already have shipped out. So number two, luglife.com orders up to July the 31st. So anything up to that date will be packaged and shipped from the warehouse by the end of Tuesday, August the 16th, which is tomorrow. So hopefully everything from basically July should be out by tomorrow. And then it does still say tracking notifications are going out with a small number of issues being reported. And then down below, the same blurb as well, that if you've got any issues with your order, please make sure you email them at customercare@luglife.com. So try not to phone them. That is still something I'm finding that anybody who says they've called customer service, basically going completely unanswered. I have yet to hear of anyone say I spoke to anybody in customer service. It's all been if they mean spoke, they mean like they've been emailing. So if you are still waiting for a reply from your emails, they're getting to them. They're just super slow still. But it seems like if you make a call, you're just not getting anything. So don't waste your time. Don't put yourself there, because it's just going to be frustrating. It's just going to take up a lot of your day. So don't even try to call, because it seems like that's not even like they're not even looking at their phone. They're only taking everything online these days. So if you still do have a grievance, make sure that you actually email them. And if for some reason you're having trouble with that, keep persisting. I think they're getting to them. They're just getting to them really slowly. And if for some reason you happen to be on social media or have a family member who is on social media, make sure that they get on to this Facebook page, which is what's it called? Oh my gosh, I think it's like Official Lug Support Squad. Look for that and then see if you can get approved, and then file your grievance there if for some reason your emails are being ignored. And I actually have seen a number of those, like where it's like, my sister doesn't have internet, so doesn't have Facebook, so I'm here on her behalf. And then they'll quote the order number and the ticket number and the name, and and then usually someone will get back to them. Like moms, my mom can't get on, my mother doesn't have a Facebook account. So there seems to be a lot of sort of customer service by proxy. So if that is somehow helpful to you, hopefully that's something that you guys can do. And then the next thing is really just an FYI. So this little thing here, if you see the date at the top, I put that there. This is not what Lug put out. This is just a pinned sort of announcement. So this is not like as of this day. This is just this came out on the Friday, but it just says tracking notifications. Please note, if you have received 2 tracking notifications within an hour, please disregard the first notification. We sincerely apologize for this error, and our team was able to resolve it within 30 minutes. So apparently, last week there were some people who were getting double notifications, and sometimes it wasn't back to back like this, but it did seem like enough people were getting 2 different notifications and 2 different tracking numbers, and they weren't sure which one was which. And I think there was even one person who got one tracking number for the States, but she's in Canada. So there was a lot of like weirdness going on. So if you are also one of those people who got 2 different notifications, just disregard the first one if it looks like they were sent in in quick succession. So do look at the little at the tracking, not the tracking number, the order number, and make sure that you know which one is which, because they usually at least have the same order number. So if those two order numbers match but the tracking numbers are different, or if the tracking locations are different, don't freak out. That was definitely an issue that they had. I think it's been completely resolved though, because I didn't see anything more about that over the weekend. But it looked like for a couple of days there were some issues. So if you see that, don't panic. I believe they've got that under control now. Okay, so for the next few slides, once again, it's just going to be the tracking of all the different updates throughout the past couple of months. So if that means anything to you at all, there it is. So I do have the most recent update at the end of this as well, in case you're just tracking to see how all the different shipments and ship dates and things have changed over the course of the last 2 months. So there we go. I hope those little updates, or rather the update and the FYI, were somewhat helpful for you. If any of your orders were in any way affected by those two updates, I hope that was helpful, and hope that means that your stuff is coming very, very, very soon. The other thing I want to sort of talk about is I actually learned a little bit of information this past weekend at the warehouse sale. I was able to speak to someone who has worked in both warehouses, so the old one in Markham and the new one in Mississauga. So he's currently working at the new one. I was able to ask him about 3 or 4 questions, just to sort of find out what's been going on. Now, I did not approach him with people are angry or anything like that, or hey, where's my order? I've been waiting a month. I just wanted to see what he had to say as a human and as a worker and as someone who, basically I could tell was not exactly thrilled with how things are going. So it looks like they're sort of plagued with three main things that are causing all the grief. Well, not all the grief, most of the grief. One, they lost pretty much their entire workforce. So everybody in the warehouse that worked in the Markham location was most people were not able to go to the Mississauga location. So I've said this in previous videos before. The two cities are really far away from each other. So if you live in the, anywhere close to where the old location was, you're not really going to very easily be able to travel to the new location. It is basically a minimum wage job. Now, I don't know this necessarily that these people were getting paid minimum wage, but if you are just a basic warehouse worker, it is essentially minimum wage. And I know this because I actually looked at the job listings, and just for an average worker, they're pretty much paid minimum wage, just a little above, but not like they're not getting paid $25 an hour. So they're getting paid about $14-15 an hour. Which that, I think minimum wage here in Canada is, I think it's just under 14, if I'm not mistaken. I actually don't remember. I haven't been keeping up with that. So I apologize if I'm wrong. Someone correct me below if I'm wrong. So anyway, so like I said, they weren't able to take their workforce with them. So they're having to hire brand new people. So they're still looking. He said that we're still hiring, and when he said that, he was like, "We're hiring, like it's desperate. We're looking for people. We are really, really needing people." So if for some reason you are in the Mississauga area and you know someone, or you are someone who could use a job, and certainly if you just want to hang out with lugs all day long, look up the job listings. I don't know where it is. I haven't seen it yet, but they are actively hiring. So if you are not sure, I believe somewhere on the Lug Warehouse site, on the Lug website, there should be some kind of inquiries or a contact us or a, careers or something. So look that up and see. And I'm sure it's posted on a job listing site, like, I don't know what they're called anymore. So anyways, look for it if you are looking for for a job, because they are actively hiring. So yeah, short staffed. And the thing is, they're also missing good staff. So they used to have an amazing team. This guy was basically saying that, he's just not able to find the same quality of workers at the new location that he had at the previous one. So lots of inefficiencies, at the best of times when you're moving and getting new staff, but when you're also realizing the quality of the candidates coming in just don't seem to match what you used to have, it just makes things that much worse. And the other thing really is, like I said, you know what, and I said this before, they're still trying to get used to it. It's a brand new system. It's a brand new location. They just haven't quite gotten their bearings yet. So those are the main issues that Lug's been sort of, fighting with. But I had to say the one thing. So, like, I'm just going to sort of talk about what he said and the way he said it, which was really quite heartbreaking, and it also made me smile all at the same time. So he said, you know what? Basically, I just can't replace the people I used to work with. They were the best workers. They worked so hard. You never ever had to ask them to work. They were smart. They were efficient. They were knowledgeable. The work ethic was so strong. And it was such a great team. And he said, I miss my team. I miss my team, is what he kept saying. And I could see it in his face. I could see that he had basically lost friends. It looked like he had moved away from his family. It looked like, he was now living, on the other side of the ocean, away from his family. And I could see the heartbroken sort of like, oh, I wish I was back, to the way things were. And it wasn't so much that I sense that it was like, I wish that we were back in the old place, or that we were back with the old system. It was the people that he missed the most. And that seemed to be the thing that sort of was the overall sense of loss that I think he felt. And if he's feeling the sense of loss of, I've lost my family, it's going to be much more destabilizing within the warehouse for the few people who were able to go to the new system and to the new location. So, and if any of us have ever been blessed with working with amazing coworkers for a little while, and then suddenly, for whatever reason, having that little team, that weird sort of simpatico that everyone had for that little while, to have that just blown to bits when two of those team members leave and then two new ones come in, or whatever it is, and whatever that magic was is just poof, gone, just because of such a small change. So, and this was a big change. So Lug has made a massive change, changing locations, changing the kind of system they have, changing the people, like the people who now run the warehouse, losing the best workers they had, and this amazing group of humans that somehow found a way to work really well together, and to not have them there anymore. So I could tell this guy was absolutely crushed that this was happening, and there was not much he could do about it. So between trying to hire new people, trying to train the new people, trying to get the people who are now trained and hired to do the same job as the amazing people from the previous warehouse, it's going to be hard. And then, of course, obviously, and I've mentioned this before, on top of that is all of the other issues that just come with moving in general, whether it's a move, like a house move or a work move. These guys are going through a move, and it's hell. So, I'm sure they still can't find, the plates. I'm sure, like half their toiletries are still gone. And I'm saying these metaphorically, obviously. I'm just sort of saying, like, if you've ever had a house move and you're like, I don't know what happened to the box that said underwear. I don't know where they went. Why can I not find the underwear? Like when it's just one stupid little thing, and it can throw off your entire life for the next like month or something, because you're missing crucial stuff that should have been worked out, but it hasn't. So, I guess ultimately, let's just keep in mind that this is still what's happening. When it comes to those kinds of monumental moves, it is going to take time to work out. Now, I'm not trying to, mimic Lug and say, please be patient, and because that's fine. I know they're saying that, and it's somewhat true. I can say that because it's this responsibility didn't fall on me, but I guess I'm just saying this as a human, and I'm saying this as someone who actually saw this poor person. He's not any more happy than we are. It's not like this is a flippant thing for him. He's just as depressed, if not more so, about the way things are going than we are. That, for us, it's just we're losing, some bags. For him, he's lost. It looks like, I swear to God, it looks like he lost his family. And he misses these people. He misses working with them. And it's funny because when I was there, at the warehouse, he had said something like, "Oh, yeah, I got to go back to work tomorrow, and I have to work tomorrow." And I was like, "But you're working right now," because he was working at the cash, like he was helping, fill the bags, and he was, taking orders and stuff like that, and helping people out. Like if they couldn't find something, he was helping. So he was working, and I was like, "Well, aren't you working now?" He said, "Oh, no, 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 this is my day off." And I said, "Well, what are you here on your day off for?" He goes, "I came because I wanted to hang out with these guys." And he was motioning to all the people that were working at the warehouse sale. And these were his people. Like he was like, "I came just to hang out with them because I'm here just to help." So these are the kinds of people that used to work at the warehouse. So if we, those of us who have been with Lug for a long time, we remember the magic. We remember what it was like when we got our packages. We remember how amazing their customer service was. I know for some of you guys who are new, all you've seen is the bad. There was a time when Lug's customer warehouse team was impeccable. Orders would come really relatively quickly. If there were any issues with their orders, they were handled super professionally, really friendly, really, in such an efficient manner. You called customer service, they were awesome. They were so cool. They were, like I said, professional, efficient. Did whatever they had to do. They bent over backwards often to try to make sure that we were happy and we got whatever problems we had solved. And you could tell that they worked together as a team. So, like between the warehouse and customer service. Now, customer service basically doesn't exist. It is now, instead of being all together in an office, they are now at home. So everybody is working remotely. So it's not really a team per se anymore. It's a bunch of individuals working, I guess, in like little call centers in their own bedroom. So at one point, everybody who worked in admin, anybody who was customer service, anybody in the warehouse, everybody worked in one place. Now they're all spread out. So only the people who work in the warehouse are in the warehouse. I think a lot of everything else is now taken remotely. So that really tight knit team is gone. So that magic, I think, probably will never be replaced. And that connect between customer service and the warehouse is gone as well. So, so he basically came in just to hang out with the people he loved and the people he missed working with and seeing every day, that he probably saw every day for years. So he just came in, volunteered his time, volunteered his one day off to come in and work at Lug again, just so he could be with his peeps. So it broke my heart because I could see how much it meant to him. And when I was asking him these questions about the warehouse and about the shipping, I felt like I was asking about his like dead dog, as opposed to anything that was business related. So it didn't seem like he was complaining or bitching about how bad things were at work. He was just like, "I miss my people. I miss the people. I miss my workers. I miss my colleagues. I miss that." And that's what's missing in when I go to work now. So anyways, I just thought I'd share that because I felt it. I could see it in the guy's face, and the guy was like salt of the earth. Just an amazing human being. I could just, he just radiated, just goodness. So, and that's sort of what I was sensing when I was talking to a lot of the other people who work in the warehouse or work at Lug there, was they just radiated goodness. And it's just sad that kind of team has now since been dispersed. So, anyways, take that however you wish. I just kind of wanted to share that with you. Whatever, I don't know if that was necessary or not, but just because it was something that I found out, and it sort of, it moved me a little bit. I just thought I'd share that with you. So for anybody who's been with Lug for a long, long time, I thought that would be something fascinating for you. And anybody who is new and who's only seen the bad and only seen the weird, there's a reason why a lot of us are still hanging on and hoping that things will get better, because things were so good for a long time. And then to have this happen is disturbing and annoying and concerning. But I think we haven't completely lost hope, because things were so good that we're sort of clinging on to that hope that one day something similar will happen again. So there we go. So if you're wondering why some of us are still hanging on, that's why. And if you're wondering why some of us are, trying to quote stay positive, that's why. And so all we can do is cross our fingers and pray, I guess, if you do that, that things will return to some semblance of what it used to be. So that's it. That's the update. That's the info. I hope that was helpful. Let me know in the comments, and let me know if your orders are finally coming in. Do you have anything outstanding from June? Do you still have anything outstanding from like early July? Have you had all of your like real disputes like dealt with? Like, in other words, if you had missing items or items replaced, are those things being handled? Because, from reading Facebook, I know that, when you read Facebook and you just see complaints, it's complaints. So you don't hear when things go well. So let me know if things are going well for you as well, because that's a good thing to know. If we only hear about how bad things are going, then we're only going to assume things are bad. I have to assume there's some good stuff happening out there. I think, maybe not, but if it is, please share that so that we all know as well. So that's it. That was way longer than I expected it was going to be, because I yammered at the end. So I apologize for that. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. More videos are coming. They're just coming maybe sporadically and maybe out of order, because I don't know what's going on with my computer. So that's it. Thanks so much. Take care, and I'll see you next time.